Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my bikepacking trip to Long Draw Reservoir that I did in June with my good friends Evan and Frank. Now, typical bikepacking trips I've been on, you pack up every morning and then ride your bike again to a new location just to pack it all out again the next day. In this one, it's a little bit different because we wanted to check out and post up at Long Draw Reservoir, which is in northern Colorado up the Poudre. The reservoir is accessible by vehicles from July to basically the first snowfall. But up until July, the road is closed to vehicles. So you have this nice gravel road to ride up with basically anything that's not a motor vehicle. So on the day of the trip, I woke up at my parents' house in Greeley, Colorado, and headed to Fort Collins, Colorado to pick up my buddy Evan. But before that, I would get us some breakfast burritos. We stopped to get some gas, and Evan had to pick up a few things at Walmart. Then we headed up the canyon. Frank lives up the canyon, so it wasn't much of a drive for him. The cool thing is that he decided to bring his Yuba. I think it's the Yuba Mundial, something like that. But it's a cargo bike. He bought it to tow around his kid in Fort Collins when they want to ride as a family. I was interested to see how the Poseidon Redwood would fare for a bikepacking trip, as it is such an affordable bike, but it just keeps shocking me with its abilities to perform these unexpected tasks. Once all the gear was secure on the bikes, we were ready to start pedaling. Now I'm going to reiterate that this road is scenic, beautiful, 10 miles of gravel with absolutely no cars. Road closed to cars. We got this gravel road all to ourselves. Once we got to the reservoir, it was time to find a camp spot. Now there is designated camping spots, but these are paid for spots when the reservoir is in season. So taking cars, we decided to risk it and camp out in one of these because it has a fire pit that we would feel safe having a fire in. It also has tables, things like that, which are nice, as well as a huge bear box, which would come in handy so we don't have to hang our food up. After setting up camp, we went to explore on the bikes a little bit more, and then we would call it a day. The next morning, I awoke to a super calm reservoir, decided to have some coffee down by the reservoir, and just think about nothing, essentially. It's really nice to wake up to a day where you really only have two things on your schedule. One was a nice little trail run with Frank and Evan, and two, try to catch some fish. So after a nice dirty chai, we pedaled to the edge of the road, essentially hitting the edge of Rocky Mountain National Park, and entered it for our trail run. Little guy. Our trail run ended up being a lot longer than anyone had expected, but we were just kind of going with the flow, following trails, having fun, and going at a moderate pace, so it wasn't pushing anything. And yeah, it ended up being somewhere around 9.5 miles, if I remember correctly. After the trail run, Evan and I decided to look for a new fishing spot. We had fished on the reservoir right by camp, but we had only gotten about one bite across 6 hours of fishing. So we decided to hike up the reservoir and try our luck someplace else. Pretty quickly we found some slow moving waters, and we were successful there. Later that night, Evan would cook one of the fish he caught. I'm not much of a fish eater, so I would release all of mine back into the waters, and we would enjoy night 2. The next day, we woke up to some coffee and breakfast, which at this point, I just tried to eat as much food as I had in my bags because I didn't want to bike down with any excess weight or food, so it was pretty welcomed at that point. Packed up the bikes and headed down to the cars. Believe it or not, that trip flew by. It was so much fun, and I definitely can't wait to do it again. Now, I don't want to make this video to blow up the spot, but I just want to share that maybe there's a road near you to a reservoir or a nice scenic location that is not open to cars throughout the whole year, so you can take advantage with you and your buddies and get there by bike. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you to Frank and Evan for this incredible trip that I won't forget. See you guys in the next one. Peace.